also, I think that every time we have to say pass because we can't answer, Eric takes a shot.
This is nice. Look at this production value.
It's cool. Yeah, I like it.
Board on the back and everything.
And I always secretly, dream that we would do this someday.
Will Dead by Daylight
bring back concept art posts for original designs? The last official concept art blog post was in 2024, and many players would love to see more behind-the-scenes artwork by Tweet.
I have a message from the team, actually, and from the art director on this. He said that he loves when we can share stuff like this. I don't know if it's...
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd love to have it to share. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
really no specific reason. When we have concept art to share, we'll do it. So now that I know that people are looking for it and thirsting for it, let's do more of it.
All right, let's go.
Easy.
Yes, the answer is yes. We're supposed to do rapid fire. You just got stuck there.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Will a replay mode ever be introduced? Many players want the ability to rewatch past Dead by Daylight matches from different perspectives. Has this been considered? Ivaldi.
Yes, it's been considered, and that's all we can say.
You know, a game has a great replay mode, Meet Your Maker. Also, Adele, who you mentioned,
Correct.
creative director in that.
It has been considered for sure.
I've been considered.
Is that it?
Not coming in the short term.
Okay.
Well, Dead by Daylight add rewards or incentives for prestige 100 players. Some players feel the grind is not rewarding enough and would like exclusive charms or other incentives. Has this been discussed?
Oh, we hear this one a lot.
I think it makes sense. As someone who plays game, I would love to have that.
Yes, and like I said, we know that it's a thing that comes up. It does get discussed.
Yeah.
I think the only counterpoint I can think of is that we don't want people to feel they have to grind to P100, right? Like, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't do it.
Yeah. So keep posting suggestions of what you want to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're gonna get a medal or something?
You'll get something that will make you feel good.
Okay. That's a promise. That's a Rose promise.
Yeah?
Well, you just
That's
in front of millions of people.
that's true.
All right. Will the original Dead by Daylight version ever return as a meme event? We should do meme events. That's great. Or alternative game mode. Some fans would love to revisit DBD 1.0 for nostalgia or as a limited time event. All right, Dark Magician.
I absolutely 100% swear to you, you don't want to play that build. You want to play the nostalgic. And nostalgia has a way to paint the past in a very flattering way. You don't want to play that build. It was terrible, it was buggy, it was just bad. But doing a version of that build today with the same features, the same selection of characters, killers who can't kick gens, offerings that make the world dark, would be interesting. I'd like that.
Maybe.
I think personally that would be kind of fun. I like that it says a meme mode because, you know, the game evolved through time for good reasons, and maybe, you know, nostalgia sometimes plays tricks on our minds.
That was a little bit like Lights Out had a little touch of that, right? It was like, that's probably like where that idea started coming from.
But that would be extremely challenging to build. So it must be better. Yeah.
If only just so we can tell people, see how good it is now?
True. Like, you want to do the blood web 1 by 1? Will Dead by Daylight ever allow players to gift cosmetics? With proper regulations, it could be a great idea. From King, so many RX cells. Yes, we have considered that. It has been on the roadmap wish list for a while.
Gift cosmetics.
Yeah, to gift cosmetics, we do have some regulations in mind, but with proper consideration, it could happen.
I have 184,000 Oryx cells. Help, King.
No!
Didn't realize it was you until the end. That was good. Gifting is another thing that actually my team has brought up to the dev team a lot because In fact, some people were surprised, like, oh, the community actually wants that, you know, because I think cynically it could be seen as a monetization feature, but I see it as a social feature. And I think the reason people want it in the game is because it's a social feature. So it's definitely a thing that is being discussed.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Bam! Oh, that was a better one. Getting better at this. Oh, this is long. Will we ever get more info on how the entity's language is
Translatable. Some believe the anniversary weapons, the entity's whispers, and the odd stamp add-on contain clues. Does the team have a deeper lore intention behind these?
Yes.
All right. That's a wrap.
Good. One of the funny bits that was put in secretly actually got revealed a few years back, but I think that Sarah had to post stuff. It was a Sarah endeavor. Yeah, there was the chewing gum and the dunce cap and a couple of different things that she had put, like icons that never got used. And if you take the first letter from all of it, it said, "Get good." I liked that. That was pure Sarah. She didn't ask anybody, she just put it in. Some people do that, like the golden toolboxes.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's such a nice touch.
It depends.
perfect. Boom, bam! What actually happened to the Observer? His office in Dead by Daylight is still left in disarray. Will this mystery ever be expanded on? And will his story continue in some way? Ghost Arcade, good rhyming question.
Yes.
That's a long question. You want to pick that one up?
That one's a little bit leaning more into the creative narrative direction.
Yeah, but that's why I'm interested to see what you think about this one.
So I think we will be touching more on it, but not in the way that players would expect us to. So
Well, that's mysterious.
we had some stuff cooking, so I do think that we will be able to explore the Observer story more, but I don't think that it's going to be like...
So what happened to the Observer? We're not answering that today, but you will know more. But as is our fashion, you will have an answer followed by 12 new questions. That's just how we roll. What hidden Easter eggs in the past have hinted at future Dead by Daylight chapters that the community missed over the years? Who's that Polly guy? Right.
Oh, wow.
It does not miss a lot. I'll say that.
Because King, Polly, they scratch every little corner and little bit, so I'm not even sure if they missed something. I will say, just to be annoying, yes.
And it's a place you've already looked multiple times.
Yeah.
Easter eggs.
I'm missing?
Oh
I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure the ones that I knew about, they all caught in like an hour.
No. There's still some stuff in there. The entity language wheel thing. What?
I don't know about that one.
No?
No.
Okay, that might have been before your time. So there is a language wheel. I've seen it physically. There are symbols that have been peppered here and there. There's something about one of the walls in the shed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Okay, so yeah. There are still Easter eggs in there. That's all, I guess.
All right. What is the long-term plan? Oh, this is a very businessy question. What is the long-term plan for Dead by Daylight's story?
Is the lore building towards a major narrative event? And will there ever be a definitive ending?
Ending?
No.
Yeah.
No ending. But there is definitely a long-term plan for the Dead by Daylight story. Mid to long. Well, how long is a long term, right? Decades? Yeah. And is the lore building towards a major narrative event? Yes, very much so. Yeah. We're not talking about that one, but there is a big one. But we're not talking about it. And it's not an ending. And even if there was, it never really ends. That's the whole point.
The truth is that we don't know. We're building this at the same time that you experimented. Like, we live a little bit in the far future, so we can plan ahead. We have big lines that are explained in our minds so that it doesn't all fall apart. But, we don't know what's gonna happen and what will be modern horror or contemporary horror at, in 2026, 2027, 2028, and in the future. I'm hoping that it never ends. Yeah.
And what does even an ending mean? What does the concept of an ending mean in the entity's realm?
Exactly. But is story important? Absolutely. It's part of one of our 3 main pillars for the project.
What was the third way to escape in Dead by Daylight? Players have speculated about this mechanic for years. Can the concept finally be explained? Oh yeah, that's the thing about the shed wall.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think that flashlight is broken. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Oh my god.
I see. Because yeah, that's impressive. I mean, a lot of people have been following this game for a long time, and we used to do streams, Matt, myself, and the other on the dev team. Like we were just spitballing ideas live, right? Yeah, but no, that's still not a thing. Maybe later. Yeah.
Where was the original killer planned for Autohaven before Wraith was moved there? Knit Skull.
I think the rate was always set to be in Autohaven.
I have no idea.
No, that was before your time. That was
2017?
2015, 16. That's when we were developing it, because that was one we created before we launched. So
No idea.
Autohaven, that's a tough one. Might have been the hillbilly originally that was there. No, that can't be. That was the farmhouse the whole time. No, there's always the Wraith. There might have been a different killer that we were fiddling with at some point, but that probably didn't last more than 2 meetings, I'd say. The Wraith, or as I like to call him, Mr. Twinkle Toes. Because his animation before we released him, he was sort of running on his tippy toes, and it was awesome, but we changed it, so anyway. So yeah, I don't think there was an original killer plan for Autohaven before the Wraith. Maybe Dave will tell me, or Ash actually probably knows this, but I don't think so.
No, it was Wraith. Oh yeah, the day 0. Wraith was always associated with this level, just as Hillbilly was with the farm, and the Trapper with Macmillan Estate.
Pop. Bam. When Dead by Daylight sees the sunset, come on. Will custom servers or Steam Workshop support? I'm not good at reading. Would the team consider allowing community-driven content like CS surf maps? Scott Jund.
Dead by Daylight Sunset, so the 25 years or something. Probably on principle, just like it's something that we would like to see. Like if we're ever deciding that Dead by Daylight is dead and we're working on something else, I think we'd make sure that people can still play if they want to.
Of course, Scott, you're thinking about the end of Dead by
Sunsetting, really?
the now of Dead by Daylight.
Yeah. It's always daylight.
It's not Dead by Sunset.
No.
That's my answer.
The next generation of developers will be making that decision, but it's something that I would like to see at least. If we ever stop Dead by Daylight, then I want people to still be able to play it. That's it. Maybe we release the alpha build or something. Alright, what else we got? When will Victor finally get a hat? Many players have been asking for a way to customize Victor. Could this ever happen? It's a good question for you, actually.
Yeah, I mean, not only have I been getting this question from like the community content creators, I've also been getting it a lot internally as well.
Of course, and we talk about this internally all the time. Like I'm practically getting bullied at this point. It's true. Where are the hats for Victor? So as you might have seen, we can actually sometime customize a little bit more in our system currently. You know, we have the Houndmaster that have a custom dog. So that definitely can happen, but it's quite an endeavor, especially for previous killers that have not been designed this way. But it's definitely something we want to do at some point.
I'm a fan of hats, so I support this.
Yeah, little capes, little hats.
Oh, capes? Don't get them started on cape. Let's start with just hats. All right.
Visceral.
You could have like a beanie, like a tsuk.
We could. That's potential. Like he couldn't have a top hat, for example, unless you want to live with all the turpy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I wouldn't say never, but there are difficulties.
But you kind of want to say that.
I kind of do, yeah.
We're going fast, Steve. Bam! Got meetings to get to. How did the game's
Huge early success affected negatively in the long run.
If the team could go back in time, would they change anything about the game's early development? Alf.
Yes. I would say amount of cool stuff is great, but then over time it start to become tough and unsustainable. So we're fixing that right now.
No. I mean, time travel is extremely risky anyway. But no, I don't think we could change anything and make it better because it was such a fluke, it was such a convergence of circumstances that made it a success. I don't think you could potentially change one thing and for sure make it better. Probably we'd just end up doing worse.
How does Dead by Daylight plan to handle map variations in the future? With so many versions of maps like Batum 1 through 5, Ormond 1 3, is there concern that it makes the game harder for new players? Will the team reduce or refine these variations? Otstarvo.
Very good question. And yes, there are big change coming. I can't say when exactly. It is a concern that it becomes too complicated like all of the other subjects. But we also know that variety is important to all of you guys. So we will balance the two by changing how we offer maps in the future.
Yeah. More maps is not better anymore. We've hit a limit of the what do you call that?
Density.
No, but that doesn't matter. The sort of critical mass of too many maps now. Like it used to be that we were adding variety and fun. It works for killers, it works for survivors, but for maps, if you get a new map and it's your favorite one, you're not going to see it as often as you would like because of that.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's you.
yeah. That's my mom.
That's your mom? And you just hung up?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Over later.
Okay. But yeah, so that's it. I think that we a point of diminishing return is what I wanted to say. Essentially, new maps don't bring in as much as they used to because there's too many. So refining some of the existing ones and maybe merging them and doing stuff like that is probably a better option. It'll make people happier.
How likely is it that Dead by Daylight will collaborate with Supernatural? Has this crossover ever been seriously discussed internally?
It's on the list. How likely? I don't know. There's not a percentage attached.
No.
Damn. All right, next. Will Dead by Daylight ever consider adding Scooby-Doo as a crossover? Spooks and Chips. I thought so. I thought that was good.
Every day.
Yes.
We think about it every day.
Every day. Will Dead by Daylight introduce more confirmed LGBTQIA+ characters beyond David and Susie from the Legion? Can you confirm if any current or upcoming characters fall under this umbrella?
We can confirm it and then leave it at that.
Okay. Confirmed.
So first part, yes. Second part, can't say.
Stay tuned. Will Benedict Baker's lore ever be added back to the game? If not, is it possible to see a similar type of thing added where the survivors and their behaviors are commented on around the campfire? Ajamos.
I'd like that. Benedict is one of my favorite characters.
You know, he leaves pieces of evidence all over the place.
Sure. He's a great narrative tool, for sure.
Yeah.
Great idea. Yes and yes.
Blam! Bram! Does Mcote still recommend Civilization? He has spoken about it before. What are his thoughts on the latest iteration of the game, Hens?
That's a good question. They just released the other one, yeah?
Do you know who helped develop that game?
It's us.
Behavior.
Amazing.
Daylight team. But it was co-developed.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's okay. It's for a mature audience. DVD is 18 plus anyway, so maybe. I'm not talking to kids. Yeah, I haven't played the new Civilization. I'm waiting because my finger was on the button and then I remembered that you have to wait until the first big patch. That's when it's good. So I know it's a great game. I know that some of us worked on Civilization here and Behavior. And I'm gonna play it, but I haven't yet. So you will hear my full report when I do. wait for the first patch.
Sounds so good.
Faster?
Faster?
Okay. So let's rip it. Okay. What is Dead by Daylight's approach to experimental killers? Vecna's power wheel and Chucky's third-person camera were major departures from traditional designs. Does behavior plan to keep pushing boundaries, or is this more of a case-by-case basis?
Yes.
So it is a case-by-case basis, absolutely. And yes,
More boundaries up to.
absolutely. Yeah. We have to keep people on their tippy toes.
We got more, Dave.
Okay.
Here we go.
Sometimes it's a need for a specific power. So there's one thing that we'll juggle with in the future. It's the amount of novelty and special gameplay that we have, because that's important, right? We want to reinvent what a killer is so that you have a different experience. But also being careful that, I mean, the game is already complex enough, so we need ways to be able to teach all of these special mechanics. So it's a balance. You know, if it's necessary, we add the mechanic. If it's not, it would need to be extremely cool for us to implement it.
Yeah. Cool. Good answer.
When will Dead by Daylight update the Twitch shirt guidelines? It's been about 10 months since the last announcement, and many in the community feel a disconnect regarding updates. We'll have Eric Pope in a moment talking about this. I'm sure he's got a lot to say.
True.
Let's keep that for Eric.
We have an update coming in May, and it's not just about that, it's about the future of our creator program and the plans we've got. So hang on just a little bit longer. We didn't intend for it to take this long, but as game dev,
Okay.
bam! Has Dead by Daylight ever considered using
Hooks instead of kills as a metrics to measure killer MMR, potentially rewarding killers based on overall
match performance rather than just the final kill count? True talent.
Yes. That's the right way to play.
We've thought about a lot regarding MMR, not just hooks counts, but overall general skill performance and not just a win-lose basis. But yeah, to be
True talent. An old friend. But yeah, I mean, this is the bane of Dead by Daylight's existence to a certain extent, right?
to all PvP games, honestly.
Well, if it's just a shooter, it's much easier to base it on like shots and kill-death ratio. In Dead by Daylight, it's such a varied experience that... Anyway, I've played against some killers that made for a great fun game, and they're not necessarily the best, right? Anyway, but yeah, yes, constantly.
We're going fast now. Has Dead by Daylight considered adding a ping limit or showing the killer's ping in the lobby? Many players feel this would improve match quality by allowing them to see potential lag before a game starts. Arditha.
Refer to the previous answer about network and matchmaking. Yeah.
I don't think we actually considered that.
Showing the ping? Well, we had ping at some point.
We do have ping. You can see your own, you can see other people's, but we don't want to limit it. Matches, but
No.
This is really not a question for us, honestly.
No. Has DBD considered making Blood Web progression faster? Yes, it is faster now. For Prestige 100 survivors and killers, are there any plans to make spending blood points more efficient at that stage, similar to how it progresses early on? Yes, we're working on it, and there's been some improvements in the past, and there are some big ones coming.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Is that fast enough? No, it's still too slow, but we're done.
That's it. That's all the questions we got. Thank you, everybody. But I hope we provided sufficient answers. I'm sure we didn't to most of you, but we tried our best.
Depends on how it's edited.
That's true.
What else?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Matt. It's time for the devs to play Guess Who? DBD edition. This also has a twist because it's going to be subjective questions only. Unfortunately, you are going to have to wait 2 more days. It's not too long. April the 11th is when you're going to see the devs play Guess Who, and there's a really awesome surprise in there that could potentially make you play this game at home. So make sure you're considering subscribing down below. It would mean the world to me. These videos take a lot of resources, time, and effort to create, so subscribing would mean the world to me. We're trying to hit 150k by the end of the year, so please consider it down below. Until next time, I tip my crown to you guys, and I'll see you in the fog.